Tallahassee police officer fired in the wake of a confrontation with a handcuffed suspect. This surveillance video first released last night. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Julie Montanaro.
And I'm Ben Kaplan. TPD now saying it will release officer body cam video of the confrontation tomorrow, but the police chief speaking out today about his decision to fire the officer. Other local leaders also weighing in tonight. Monica Casey following this for us. Monica, what are they saying?
Every city commissioner that I spoke with today says that incident was unacceptable and they're behind the chief in his decision to fire that officer. Each one also pointed to the other officer, that's Edward Campbell, who intervened in the situation, saying that's the kind of behavior they want to see in our local law enforcement. Tallahassee Police Department Chief Lawrence Revell confident in his decision to fire Charles Hansford.
It was clearly, from my viewing that video, was clearly not in keeping with the standards of the Tallahassee Police Department and our procedures.
TPD reviewed body camera footage of the incident the day after it happened and placed Hansford on administrative leave. Then they saw this.
We received the video from the Sally Port at the jail. Obviously knew we had a much more serious issue at that point.
Hansford was fired on Monday. Court records identify the arrestee as 22-year-old Justin Graham, charged with DUI. The physical altercation upsetting local leaders. Multiple commissioners calling it unacceptable.
It's always upsetting and disappointing to see that kind of behavior.
Tallahassee NAACP President Mutaki Akbar agrees.
No matter what happened, that was a person that was in handcuffs and a police officer, assaulted him.
The termination was a decision both are behind.
I think TPD took the right action.
I think the transparency is a step up from what we've seen in the past. And I also think like the swift resolution is a step up in what this community needs in order to bridge that gap between the community and law enforcement.
Chief Revell also commending Officer Campbell for de-escalating.
I want to point out what a phenomenal job Officer Campbell did and responding like we expect our officers to respond and stepping in and keeping that situation from being much worse than it could have been.
I did reach out to the Big Bend Police Benevolent Association to ask whether they are representing Hansford. As of now, they say they are not. Reporting live downtown, Monica Casey, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Okay, Monica, thank you. And of course, we'll be sure to share a link to that officer's body cam video tomorrow as soon as it's released on our website.